Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Amit, and today's agenda is basically it's going to be episode number 32 and blog part 4 on update of on buying house rental property. Those of you who knows, this is my very first rental property, and I am trying to share with you guys my experience, pain point, and what it takes to get your first rental property. It's not only that you just need your saving account and work, right? You need income, but also how are you going to finance? And financing is big deal or big part of any rental property, right? Because you can only have so much money before you run out. So how am I financing so far? Let's get in. All right, please subscribe if you have not. I am trying to basically make a video almost every day, if not once a week at minimum. And I would love to be part of your community. And if you are a YouTuber, I would love to know your channel, what you're doing. This is how I'm discovering, and and you can feel free to comment. And I am learning, right, as I am going. So I'm trying to share basically my experience or my journey. Okay, so where am I since the last time? So far, I have basically signed my purchase seller agreement. This is after you agree on a price, and then seller says fine, so we both agreed. Now I have also put my earnest money, that is about $1,500 at this point. Basically, I can back down, but if I will lose my earnest money, basically that just means that I'm serious. The only way I can back down and I get my money back is if the appraisal comes down lower than what we have agreed, and I cannot come up with the financing and at that point. Okay, so that earnest money actually goes as a down payment on the house that you're buying, the rental property, so, or any house in that matter, which is nice part. Now, though, those of you who have watched my last video, you know that I'm starting to hate this mortgage industry, especially because I have the best credit score. I have these work. I have the more than 2 years of work history that they require. I have the W-2s. I have the, what else? The savings to pay down the minimum loan for the down payment, which is in this case I'm putting 20%. The bank is not giving me the best rate. The best one I got was 4.375, I believe, and then then they have this thing called origination point, and then they have this thing called processing fees. So now one of the banks actually gave me 0 for the processing fees, but they're still charging me very high interest rate and high on the points. Now, what I want to get on interest rate is about 3%. So the best one I've seen is 3.1% with the point of 2, but then they turn around again, they charge you processing fees. So it's like a double-edged sword, kind of, more or less. The reason I'm trying to find a company who charges 0 for processing fees, and I only get 2 more things that I want to take it, like the origination fees. I'm willing to pay less. I want to pay less than, ideally less than 1.5, and APR of less than 4, ideally somewhere 3.1, right? This would be amazing. Now, I have had company that actually quoted me on, but then they turn around, they're charging you some other stupid fees that they don't really disclose up front. So far, I have basically declined. There was one bank, it's called American Funding Network. I felt like they are the most predatory, especially the guy. Actually, I kind of knew him, and I asked him, hey, can you give me a an estimation cost of the loan, and he asked for all my information, W2, pay stuff, and every single thing. He was like, I can't provide this. This is because of the law. I was like, fine, I'll give you. Then can you? He was like, yes. After that, I can give you a number. Now, as of yesterday, he was like, I cannot provide you that either unless you decide to go with me. Then I can provide you paperwork. And I was so mad. Like literally, I wanted to curse him out, and and I don't know. Like I felt very disappointed because I kind of knew the guy. He lives in the same area as me, and the company. They had a. Actually, I did look at their review online. Their reviews were either hit or miss, basically. So I gave him a chance, but this basically goes to say, like, do not even trust your friend or kind of friend when it comes to mortgage. Um, I This guy is like basically salesperson. He tries like I used to be I used to be sales, and I'm kind of MBA student, and I have done a little bit of sales. So I know when somebody's trying to pressure you into sale and trying to basically corner you in a market that you have no way about, and then you just sign whatever they give you. And I refuse to do that. And I would recommend same thing for you guys. I mean, obviously, I have bank that willing to lend me, but the only thing I'm shopping for is the better rate. And in the better rate market, basically, is that you might find companies who are like the brokerage. That's what they are. They are loan originator. They call themselves loan officer, but a lot of them are basically crooks. Basically, that's even harder word. Now this is kind of getting very annoying. I have an IT background, and if this I continue to see this pain point, I might end up actually making a website like Expedia where people can go and shop themselves. There is, if somebody's listening, they can do themselves, but if not, then I might actually end up making some kind of software that it does all these automatically, so you don't have to talk to people and kind of not still get the best rate. I mean, why? Because all of the information that system asks, you can just upload it yourself. You literally don't need human interaction other than those underwriter people, and even for those, everything goes on the credit score and debt to income ratio. So that's just stupid. So yeah, let's get back to my update. So right now, I have two companies. One is called Loan Depot that I'm working with to see their number, and there is another one is called American Funding Network. So those two, out of those two, if nobody gives me better rate, I am simply just gonna go with the bank, because even though their rates are higher, but I feel like they are more professional and they are not charging you arms and leg, even though you're giving a little bit higher on the interest APR and even on the other one. But I don't feel like I'm being like, they are very honest, like, look, this is my rate and here are my fees. Whereas these loan originator or broker, that's what you call it, they like literally they tell you one thing and they want to do something else, and it's like, and at a point where they don't even want to share their fees disclosed. Like, come on, man, like, what is this, But anyway, I am very close today. I will be making my decision in terms of who I'm gonna go with, and then the next step is basically would be to go and sign the paperwork. I have also interviewed and selected my property management team. So since this property is in Atlanta, I am going with the ZK House. They manage about 2,000 houses across the United States in different market, and I like their system. They have pretty good system. I don't think I will have problem. There was another company that I kind of wanted to go, but they were expensive. Their name is PMI of Georgia. In investment, you really want to stay in a budget, because whatever the target, right, money that you're looking for, you want to stay under that. You don't want to have any surprises or anything. So it is very important that who you select for your financing and who you select your property manager, they disclose all those fees upfront, so you'll know you're gonna cash flow. Otherwise, if you have to pay out of your pocket, then it's not a good decision, good investment, right? All right, guys. That's my update. I will probably make one more video after this, and trying to update you on that vlog, probably 5. All right, so that would be my experience. Thank you very much, and yeah, stay hang in there in this crazy COVID-19. I hope you're doing well.